Welcome back to Joe Stunner Boxing. Where do we begin with this one? Right, Efe Ajagba gets out of jail, as far as I'm concerned, against Guido Vianello of Italy. I thought Vianello won this fight. I had it 97-93. The actual scorecards were one card. Well, they were all 96-94. Two for Ajagba, one for Vianello. Okay, 96-94 to Vianello. Yeah, no problem. If you gave absolutely everything that was, 50-50, very, very close to Ajagba, could you have given it a draw? Yeah, I suppose maybe. But 96-94 for Ajagba, I'm not having it. I just don't think that's a fair card. I think Vianello won this fight. He did shake Ajagba badly, wobbled him, knocked him into the ropes in the second round. Vianello had very good tactics, not complicated. He was going to do a few little bombing raids, keep a little bit of distance between the two of them, counter punch, try and time Ajagba. Ajagba is notoriously sort of robotic, stiff, stands upright, very, very powerful, very physically strong, but not necessarily the most imaginative of fighters. He has looked improved, though, I'd say, Ajagba. He stopped Joseph Goodall in 4 rounds. Zan Kosabutski, that was a disqualification, wasn't it? He won a decision over Stephen Shaw. He didn't look great either. And it seems to me that anyone with boxing skills who implements them and sticks to the basics. I mean, there was nothing fancy in the Stephen Shaw fight. There was nothing really fancy about what Shaw was doing. And the same with Vianello. Vianello he moved around a lot. He stayed on the back foot. He wasn't really running. He was saying to Ajagba, come on in, And then when Ajagba went forward, he was landing his own punches. And sometimes they were 2s and 3s. It wasn't just like he was pot shotting with singles. Like I say, in the second round, he definitely wobbled Ajagba, who tottered back to the ropes. And then Vianello jumped on him. It wasn't like he was sort of scared to go forward. No. This was a strategic, like I say, a sort of bombing raid type of performance from Vianello. And there were rounds that Ajagba won, definitely. I mean, I gave him 4 of them. It was a 10-rounder. So I don't have a problem with people giving Ajagba rounds, but to say a draw is really pushing it. But to say he won, I completely disagree. And even when Ajagba was able to get close and land on Vianello took the punches well and actually came back. Ajagba did use the jab at times quite effectively, but Vianello was doing what you should always do, which is you jab with a jabber. If the guy's more powerful than you, physically stronger, and he's jabbing, you jab with him, try and offset him. And that's what Vianello was doing. And I just think that I can't get over it. 96-94. No, I can't see that. 96-94 for Ajagba. I thought Ajagba was essentially outboxed and at times outfought by a guy who was physically not as strong as him. But the guy at Vianello's tactics, and again, there was nothing complicated about them. But he implemented a game plan. And Ajagba's game plan seemed to be, I'm going to try and walk after him and put pressure on him. And it was very, very stiff, very predictable, very robotic, and lacked any kind of variety or imagination for me. I thought, I don't think Vianello or any other potential opponent has to be particularly complicated in their game plan with Ajagba. I think Ajagba is a very predictable, up and down fighter. And you're probably looking back, probably Ajagba just didn't use the jab enough in the early rounds. He probably thought he could just overwhelm Vianello. Because Vianello came in with 12 wins, 1 draw and 1 defeat. And the defeat was actually a 7th round TKO against Jonathan Rice. And that was only October last year. And he looked awful. So I'm wondering if Ajagba looked at that fight and then thought, this is easy. I'm going to just smash through this guy. No, you're not, mate. No, you're not. You've got to have tactics. You've got to have a game plan. You've got to be on your game, because otherwise someone like a Vianello will spring an upset, especially a guy you don't know a great deal about. You know what I mean? So, bad stuff from Ajagba. bad stuff. He moved from PBC to the top rank, didn't he? I wonder what top rank are going to do with him. He's a big lad, 6'6", 29 years old, so he's in his prime. He's probably not going to get any better than he is. How are they going to manoeuvre him into a world title fight? I can think of 5, 6 heavies who I would pick to beat him. But let me know what you think. Do you share my view, or do you think, no, maybe I'm being a bit harsh on him? I thought Vianello won the fight. Who did you think won? Tell me why you think the person you're picking won. And I'll read your comments. Thanks, as always, for your time. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new. Build the channel up. Spread the word about Joe Stunner Boxing, and hit the like button as well. I really appreciate all your support. I always do. I'm eager to read your comments. Were you as disappointed as I was? Tell me. I'll read your comments and answer them. Thanks a lot. Bye for now.